Hi everyone, today's video is just a really quick tip video about colouring glitter with either alcohol markers or pencils and fine liners. So I did this page in It's the Little Things by Creative Paula, and I did this with alcohol markers, creating a look of glitter without using any kind of glitter medium like a gel pen or a glitter glue. And then I did this page from Mrs. Buttered, and I did the exact same technique but with pencil and fine liner this time on the ruby red shoes. So I've had lots of people ask me to show how to do it. I did do a short of this particular technique last month, I think, which is like a really quick showing you how to do it, but I will include it on today's video just in case you missed the short, and I'll also show you how to do it here with the fine liners as well. So let's get started. Okay, so first we'll start with the alcohol marker technique that I showed on my short last month. You will need 3 to 4 shades of the same colour. I've gone for reds today, so I think I did it in a rainbow colour on this one, but I think I showed the purple in the shorts, but you can do it with any colour, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, whatever kind of colour you want. You just need 3 to 4 different shades of it, depending on, you know, what the shades are. So we start off by taking your lightest shade that you've chosen. For me, this is the Copic R21 Sardonyx, and you colour the entire area. So this doesn't have to be neat, it's mostly going to be covered up with all the other pens and the little glitter dots. So just do your best, and obviously this is a different kind of area than what you'll be colouring. You might be colouring sparkly shoes or sparkly refrigerator. Whatever it is that you're colouring, just make sure that you do this base layer with the lightest colour. So I'll put that to one side. We're then going to go for the next darkest colour down. So we're going from light to dark. The next one for me is R22 Light Prawn. And with that, we just use the very, very tip of the brush nib, or whatever nib it is that you're using. If you've got a bullet, even better. But you just want to very lightly add little dobs of the colour all over, and some smaller dots. So I always put the larger ones in first. Just ignore that, I made a mistake with the pen. I always put the larger dots in first, and then I'll go around just touching the very nib of the pen. You know, this slow gradation of colour going on. You can make this even more apparent by leaving the first layer to dry for a bit longer. I'm doing this as a quick tutorial, so I'm just doing it quick, but the longer that you leave that base layer to dry, the brighter and more vibrant your next dots will be. So I've done lots and lots of little dots in between all the large ones. And then we're going to go to the next darkest colour, which is the R24 Prawn, and do exactly the same thing again. You see I'm doing a few larger ones. Try and go sort of in between them if you can, and just overlap them slightly. So there's the big dots. Now I'm going in with the tip of the pen and doing some of those smaller in between dots. Then we go to the darkest colour in the pick, and that is R29 Lipstick Red. And guess what? We do the same thing again. So just looking at this, it looks good, it would work, but I think I need an even darker colour just to really make that contrast with the white that we're going to put on pop. Literally all you're doing is dotting and in different varying tones. So now let's move on to the white then. You will need a white gel or paint pen. I use a Uniposca in the size PC1M. And I also use occasionally the Papermate Inkjoy 0.7. It's a very, very tiny pinpoint white pen. It's not very good drawing over large surfaces, but it does dots really well. So I'll start off with the Posca, and we're doing the same thing again. Larger dots in differing areas. Now let's do the little ones. So you can do this with your Posca, just dotting it around. So why would people want to do a glitter technique without using just a glitter gel pen, for example? Well, there's nothing wrong obviously with gel pens. They're absolutely gorgeous, especially the glittery shiny ones, but sometimes they can take a long time to dry, they can smear, and the gel pen colour can transfer onto the next page of your book when you close the book. And sometimes they never really properly dry, you know. And I think being able to do this with markers, it's just adding another technique to your tool belt, really. Now, that final thing that we have to do is add some little sparkles on there. So we want some little starbursts. Now I normally go in and just fill the centre up a little bit, the centre of each point, because it kind of makes it look like you've got a star in the middle and then it's bursting out. Next up is the pencil and fine liners. So on the red shoes that I did Dorothy with, I use Carmine Red as my base colour. This is a Prismacolor pencil. So I'm just going to colour this circle in. So then we get our pens again. Now, I think I use these two. So these are Staedtler Tri-Plus fine liners. They don't have names, or at least I don't have any chart with me at the moment, or numbers. So I'm using a dark red and a normal red. We're going to start with, again, the lightest and brightest. So we go with the red first. Again, with your big dots. Trying to make them as rounded as possible. And again, just no rhyme or reason to where you want to put these. And then your little dots. These is much easier because it's got such fine tip that you don't have to try not to put your marker down too heavy like you do with the alcohol markers. You can just do this. Sometimes the tips are even too fine. You might have to come in and just do a few little medium ones. And then the next one, which was this pink colour. And then let's go in with our white. So I need my Posca pen, big dots, and then smaller ones. These are kind of medium ones actually. And I can come in with the Ink Joy pen and do the tiny weeny ones. The little sparkles. So again, you just find one of your big dots and then you drag out a couple of lines either side. Try and make those lines kind of taper and be all different sizes. So just do a few short ones here, and then we'll do another little one here, just a little cute twinkle, maybe one here, and then we'll just add in a little bit more white to the centre of those twinkles. There we go. So let me zoom you out and you can see how it looks from afar, because sometimes when you're really close into something it doesn't have the effect that you want it to have. But yeah, there you go. So I really hope you've enjoyed it. That's exactly what I did to get this alcohol marker page done, and then this pencil and fine liner little pair of red shoes for Dorothy. So I really hope that you've enjoyed watching it. It was a very quick tutorial and I hope that I've made sense. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon on Colour with Claire.